Hey, how you doing? Good, I've been waiting for you. Come on back over here. I was thinking about the question that you were asking me the other day. I want you to come back over to the office. Now, do you remember when you were asking me about that hump that men and women tend to get right up over here? And I'll explain it to you real quick. We can get in here right before we get into, I have some patients coming in. But you probably notice this a lot in just walking through the malls, but just even at work, or even some kids in school. That we call it the dowager's hump right over here. It's that big hump that a lot of people get. It seems to be more prevalent in women, but it's most prevalent in people that are sitting all the time. It's actually a postural problem. It's not genetic, you know, even though some different families will have it, but it's something that's going on with your posture. Let me show you. Now, normally in the spine will kind of look like this. We're going to have a C-shaped curve in the neck, a kind of a reverse curve in the mid-back, and then down here in the low back, we're going to have it. Because of chronic posture, people always having their head forward. Think about what you're doing all day. You're driving to work, you're sitting at the computer, you're watching TV, we're texting. Our whole lives are set like this. So what happens, we take this out of a normal curvature, and it starts to look like this. Well, meanwhile, you have all these muscles down around here working so hard trying to keep your head up that they get tired, they get inflamed, and they get really problematic. And you know you got that because how many people will you come up to that, oh, I got these constant knots back here, over here, and my neck is just sore and stiff, I feel like I got to move it. Well, what happens is your body's pretty smart, and it's going to start to adapt. And what it starts to do is lays down a bunch of fat tissue along the back of the neck. So the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments and stuff won't rub out and like that. And this actually becomes like a callus. So when you see people over here, like with that big hump over there, it's really like a callus. Now we can take care of that. It does take some time, but by reversing that and some techniques that we use in the office over here, and we restore that curve back over here, there's no longer the stresses back over here. And if we start to work down that soft tissue, the body's very good at adapting. It'll adapt that back, and you can restore most of this back to a normal position. Like I said, it's sort of like braces. You can't do it overnight, and it's not about pain, but it's about how you're functioning. But we can get that back if it hasn't been too long, if it's not permanent, and if most people act now on it. And I'm glad you asked me that question because I get that question a lot. It's really important if you think about the aesthetics of it like that. Just from going from here to here, just imagine how people are just, when you're representing yourself, what you're looking for. So I hope that answers your question. All right? I'll see you later. Bye-bye.